Hello, good morning, friends. Namaste. This is Bhupinder Singh Budwal. Small introduction about myself. I'm a nutritionist and primarily I'm a runner. I've been running for almost last more than 5 years now, and simultaneously been doing nutrition with runners and athletes, other athletes, cyclists. So, what brings me to this talk is about sharing my knowledge with nutrition. Uh, I have a website that is www.thefnf.in, wherein you can follow and understand about what the FNF does. That's our app where we work with nutrition, uh, be you losing weight, gaining muscle, enhancing your performance in terms of bettering your pace, the timing. So what we start working with when you join the FNF is we start working towards making sure that you reach your desired target of timing. So trying to cut off your previous timing to a new race. That is what we completely believe with, and nutrition is so essential, as it plays almost close to 90% of your entire performance. No matter how much you're training, when your nutrition is right, and which contributes 90% of your performance, you can enhance your performance. Being a runner myself, I've been doing short distance running. So I've done 5 kilometers, 10, 21. 5 kilometers, the best timing what I have achieved is around 18 minutes and 45 seconds. For 10 kilometers, it's been 38 minutes and 30 seconds. For 21, it's 88 minutes and 20 seconds. That is what has been my pace, and I completely drive, and I am more keen on getting people becoming faster with nutrition, how it helps you to be a better runner. Cycling, I am not a cyclist, but I have worked with cyclists, and again working towards getting the fat reduced to the body and simultaneously have more strength, which helps your performance in terms of bettering your timing in every race which you go into. Um, so that's about me, Bhupinder, from the FNF. And so, talking about today's topic, it's to do with being a vegetarian athlete. Why this topic? Because as you know, every one of us knows that in our country, uh, we are genetically 70% of our community is vegetarian, and so what really brings to me this topic is that 70% of a population, irrespective of a sport or generalized population, we do belong to vegetarian food. And the biggest myth what everyone keeps on confusing themselves, and obviously you must be asking if you know any nutritionist or dietitian, मैं वेजिटेरियन हूँ, मुझे प्रोटीन नहीं मिलता है, मैं क्या करूँ. So I just want to remove that myth of wherein you feel कि मैं वेजिटेरियन हूँ और मुझे प्रोटीन नहीं मिलता है वेजिटेरियन फूड से. It's completely incorrect. I would say, as we will continue with our topic right now, you will understand there are so many mediums of protein apart from eggs and meat. What we know is only purely protein, protein, protein. We do have so many protein options in vegetarian, being a vegetarian too. So, uh, what are what foods do we say that we are vegetarian, and what are the food options that we generally follow? So I would say we would follow grains, that is there in our plate, vegetables, fruits, then you would have milk products. uh, these things are there always, which would be termed as a vegetarian food in our day-to-day appetite. So what is the first thing that we basically every time we consume? It's always to do with grains, that is a very common thing what we've been using to eat in almost every of our meal, be rice, be wheat, be makai, be bajra, jawari, and there are many other grains also which we've been using to prepare and use in our day-to-day eating. Um, so, what else do we really need? So when we say that, okay, what about my protein? Being a vegetarian. So being a vegetarian, the biggest source of protein I would say is dal, dal and the milk products what we have. We've been always born and brought up by when the first when you start you're born, you start feeding breast milk from your mother, and that is the first source of food which is given to a child, to an infant. That is how we bring up our children, and that is how we also were growing as infants and as a newborn baby. So post that, as you are aware that in our culture, after 6 months when we are supposed to start with solid foods for the child, we the first thing that is given to a child in our country, which is very common across, be east, west, north, south, any part of the country, हम उनको दाल पानी देते हैं. Why dal pani? So dal is a combination which comes with protein and carbs. So, for the child's growth, apart from milk, the nutrition what is given to the body through the mother, the first source that is given to the body after that externally is a grain, is dal pani, which is completely protein, which helps with muscle building and the growth of the child. Simultaneously, that is how in our food, in our meal, if you see your plate, you would always have a dal in that plate. If you're completely into household cooking and household eating, that dal is full of protein, and with this protein is what is a combination of amino acids. Now, what is protein? Protein is a combination of various amino acids. Namely, our body needs 20 types of amino acids, uh, out of which 10 amino acids are prepared by our own body when we are giving food or giving protein externally through food to the body, which comes in contact with the other 10 required 9 to 10 amino acids which are given externally to the body, and that is being used by the body to prepare the combination of all 20 amino acids, forming a part of protein, and that is how your muscle building and your body growth happens. Sorry, due to some disconnect internet issue, so okay, I'm back. So with this kind of protein, the dals, what I am trying to say is that we have so much of variety of dals in our country. You literally have around close to more than 50 types of dals, which comes in, even I would count in the rajmas, the choles, the cholis, all variety of dals is something what I would term, which you must have heard, it is also considered as pulses, lentils, but I would at this point of time term everything under one roof and put this as dal for your plate, for you to eat. So it's more than 50 varieties what you have at that moment in dals. So technically, if you want, you can literally have one dal a day, and for the next 50 days, you would not repeat that same dal in your food. So every day you would have a different kind of nutrition compared to a non-vegetarian, wherein a non-vegetarian would always have the same kind of chicken or maybe other meat or maybe eggs, but you would still just keep on changing the gravy and the preparation, but eventually the core part is always the same for a non-vegetarian. Whereas being a vegetarian, you have so much of variety. I am saying 50 plus kinds of dals. So every day if I am going to taste a different dal, there will be a different source of protein in a combination in form of amino acids will be given to my body every time I consume a different dal, and for the next 50 days I can consume without being following a monotonous consumption of dal. It is always a new one every day. So dal is one rich source what we have. wherein which can be used for ourselves to go ahead and use that as a protein. Now the next source, the most vital source, as I said, would be also milk. Like how you were born by feeding milk, and that is what you always want. So in milk, I would term that you get a glass of milk and you convert that into various sources. So you can convert that into ghee, butter, curd, cheese, paneer. So there are various sources what you can convert these into. So what happens with milk? Milk comes with a combination of protein, fats, and little bit of very minute carbs. So the milk, once as you know that when we you I'm sure everyone who in their childhood would consume milk once in the morning and once in the night. That was a ritual which was given by every mother to a child, and that is how even the mother or the father in their childhood was treated by their respective parents. So what does this milk do? So milk is a form of protein which has casein. Casein is something, in a very layman language, is a protein which takes more time to digest. So wherein a normal protein, wherein I would term it as a dal or maybe any other non-vegetarian sources or any other form of protein, that particular protein would get consumed and metabolized in a span of an hour or two, again depending from body to body, and reaches to your muscles. But a casein protein, what a raw milk has, is something which takes 6 to 7 hours to get digested, metabolized, and it is a slow release of protein which is given to the body. So what happens is, when in the night if you consume milk and when you go back to sleep post consumption of milk, so you are going to sleep for 7 to 8 hours. That is the best source of recovery what the body goes through, because when you sleep, the muscles, the tissues, your brain cells, everything in your body goes into recovery mode. So being an athlete, you've worked out or you've trained for an hour, 2 3, some of us even train twice a day. So literally you're training yourself from 2 to 4 hours, and when you go to sleep, your muscles need to recover. And that time, when you have a glass of milk, that is the time when the muscles would get recovered. Why? By the milk being released, the casein being released to your muscles slowly. And in that 7 to 8 hours, when you get up the next morning, that is the best way to have a good recovery of your muscles. You would realize over a period of time, if you start having milk for the next 1 week, you would suddenly realize that there are muscle strengths are increasing, and simultaneously the pain or the recovery mechanism of your muscles are much more faster, and you are completely ready the next morning again. Hi, so I'm back. There's a poor connection over here. So this brings in the milk products. Apart from just consuming milk, you have curd. Curd is again a combination of fats, protein, carbs. It's Curd is always built, or you can say that it is a formation of bacteria. That is how a milk is converted into a curd, because of the bacteria present in or put in the milk, and then that is how it becomes a curd. The normal process of curd building. In today's world, everyone is selling us yogurt. So if you ask me, curd is our Indian yogurt. Curd is something what everyone externally or the foreigners are selling us, what yogurt is healthy. But you, trust me, did not consume it, or you don't need yogurt, but you need curd, because that is what is the basic and the base of our country, and that is how we've been able to build a strong gut throughout our life. So you would always see that in a traditional food plate, there would always be curd on a plate, be a bowl or two. So what does that do is it helps you with having a good metabolism, good bacteria going into your body. Your body cells, your body is made out of bacteria, so it needs bacteria so that it can produce more and keep you healthy. That is how you have a strong gut. And uh, again, it comes helping you with a little bit of protein, that is a regular source what can be given. Simultaneously, you have cheese. Now, cheese is something what was always brought and explained to us. Ki it is something what you use on a pizza or some any fast food. But if you ask me, if you consume cheese, raw cheese, maybe put it over your chapatis, or maybe any other hand bread what you prepare at home, or you put it on your vegetables, it is a good pure source of fats and protein. So that is one good source which is always there, and eating cheese will never make you fat. It will never make you fat. So if you ask me, as an individual, I consume close to 2 to 3 cubes of cheese every day. If I am completely on a vegetarian diet or vegetarian eating for that particular day or for that week or month, I would have 2 to 3 cheese cubes every day, and I just weigh 64 kgs. So that, and it has I have never gained weight by consuming cheese. Anything in limitation will always be very helpful to you. If you have anything in excess, like people say that if we have more of protein, yes, then even that would be wrong for us. So moving from cheese, I would say the next good source what you would always want is paneer. So paneer is a complete good form of protein and fats which your body would always want. And it helps, it comes with a combination of a little bit of casein too, so it is again going to help you with slow protein and help you with muscle recoveries. So if we are going to incorporate dals every day in our diet, if I would say dals can be consumed in your lunch and your dinner simultaneously. If you add even a glass of milk every day, add a little bit of curd, get some cheese cubes or cheese slices into your regular eating in your mid meals, that would be a complete combination of adding a protein of around 50 to 70 grams of protein every day to your regular eating, being a vegetarian. So now this was milk and dal. Now we will move to vegetables. Why vegetables are so important to us? So vegetables are important to us because vegetables are something which, if you see in our country, we would have a variety of more than 100 vegetables lying in our country, which comes through every season. So I would term a season being a quarter. Every quarter the season keeps on changing, and the vegetables also keeps on coming and going. So we need to make sure that we are having all sort of vegetables, because every vegetable comes with a different source of mineral, a different source of vitamin which your body wants. And simultaneously it also comes with a good fiber, a water body fiber, which your body also helps with boosting your metabolism, your bowel movement. So it will always make sure that you have good amount of metabolism, and also you have a clean bowel. So vegetables are something which we always have been consuming every meal, where I say dal is important as a source, and a curd on a food plate along with grains. Then comes the vegetables, which also needs to be a bowl full. So if you ask me, vegetables, how much to consume? So if you say that I can have a bowl full of, or maybe a katori full of vegetables, I would say anything which, or in a way, if vegetables, अगर आप बोलो कि मैं एक बाउल खाऊं या दो खाऊं, मेरे लिए वो भी कम है. जितना आप ज़्यादा खाओगे उतना ही अच्छा है आपके लिए. So if you going to consume 2 bowls, it is still good enough. You can consume 3 bowls of vegetables, it's still good enough for you, because they are very low in calories. And I would never count vegetables under any sort of calorie count if you're going to plan and schedule a calorie count based eating for yourself. So vegetables are something which I would never include in any sort of calorie intake. It would be completely 0 calories for me, but I would still want to consume as much as I can, because I am going to get all the minerals and vitamins which I want for my muscles, for my brain recovery, through those vegetables. Then comes the fruits. So fruits have a similar story. So if we say that fruits are also seasonal based, there are almost around 50 to 70 variety of fruits in our country, and again it's seasonal based. Most of these fruits would be very high source of vitamin C, a very good source of vitamin B6. Simultaneously good amount of minerals are there, which would help you again with your muscle recovery and your body tissue growth. And when do you consume fruits? I would say breakfast is a good time, mid meals are good time, wherein you can have a bowl full of fruits. So they say that you should always have different color of fruits every day, so every day you should add a new color fruit to your plate. So if we talk about a season for a quarter, for 90 days, you would literally have um, you know 10 to 20 kind of fruits available in the market. If you go to a market store, you would definitely find so many fruits over there, and you can just pick and eat every fruit, every new fruit, new day, which will help you to keep on making sure that you are getting all the important vitamin B source, which most of our country people are getting deficient with, and that is the most natural source to get vitamin B out of, that is your fruit intake. And again, fruit also would be a good source of fiber, which would help you again with boosting your metabolism. So when I would say that if I am going to add these small things to my plate, starting from grains, dal, milk products, vegetables and fruits, then my entire 24-hour cycle is nutritious, and I would be able to consume all kind of micronutrients, that would be your minerals, your vitamins, which would come completely from these natural sources. And you would never want to reach out to any tablets or any sort of deficiency what you reach out to, and then the doctor puts you on those medicines and the pills. These are your natural source. Fruits and vegetables are the real medicine what you really want to consume every day. So this is what I would put it on your plate, and I would say this is something what is so important for us being vegetarians. That is why you would see most of the vegetarians, if you've been following a good vegetarian food intake, a meal, right, so you would always be on a leaner side. I am just discarding all the junk food and the fast food out of this, because I would not put them in the category of vegetarian food or non-vegetarian food, or I would just keep them on a category of fast food and the junk food. All I'm talking about is the vegetarian food that we need to make sure that we need to consume. That is how it is going to help our body to grow with good amount of recovery, and you will keep on training much better, and you will lose that extra fat, and you will become faster with your training too, and perform much better for your desired goals. Before ending this session, I would just want you to inform that you can follow us on our website, www.thefnf.in, wherein you would be able to get more details about our packages and our plans, wherein post that we will be able to get you on our app as well, wherein we keep a one-on-one touch. In case you have any queries and you would still want that to be cleared, your doubts, anything, you can write to us on my email ID. You can pen this down, and at the same time, once we post our video, we would definitely put that those details over there. The email ID is coach, COACH @thefnf.in, and you can also WhatsApp me if you want. It would be on 98205 75527. And simultaneously you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. That's the FNF. That is what we go with, and that is what we follow. And simultaneously, if you I would just like to add what apart from this FNF also does is we work on cravings. If you have particular cravings or disliking to a food, so as per my theory, it's to do with your emotions, which can be reversed. So if you are craving for a food, why you crave for, what connection is there, that can be identified, that can be moved out, and you can enjoy your particular food without being feeling that craving for that particular food or the food item. And simultaneously it's also to do with a food emotion. If you have a dislike to a food, so again there is a reason why it happens. It is because of your subconscious level, because of your emotion that can be again worked upon. Apart from this, I also work as a sports emotion therapist, wherein I get into the theory of getting the emotions and how you can better your performance, adding working at your subconscious level, and simultaneously adding the required fruit or the food which would really help you to get out of that particular emotion and perform and enhance better. So this would be about it. Would love to see you again next Sunday at 11 o'clock. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you and good day. Bye bye.